So when I find some of the simplest things to do to sort of get in touch with making that connection with ourselves as emotional beings, feeling those feelings, as opposed to that step two, which is the emotion. That's where it's so difficult, and I think why people do get tripped up often when it comes to processing and integrating and releasing and healing those things, is that the story of it, the expression of the emotion, the feeling that overwhelms us after, that takes us into those depths of sorrow or depths of trauma, whatever it is, insecurity, whatever. That's the stage two. The stage one is the sensation, that sensation. Healing begins. Healing is so fast when you go actually to the source and you observe it for what it is. And what it is an energetic charge. That's what it is. Then there's the information about what that meant. And as long as people keep getting stuck in here and reliving this charge is actually in several spots going to be amped up. Whereas when we go here and do this, and that again is the nature of that quantum healing, that whenever I'm experiencing of emotion, that's going to go to a corresponding organ, tissue, meridian line. And the more it gets that, the more likely something is to manifest in the form of illness, disease, otherwise, just discordance in the physical system. So, for example, the lungs will say they're holding sadness. Okay, predominantly, there's lots, but we're going to go with that. Holding sadness. So the more times I'm being lit up with that charge of sadness, the more I'm sort of going to be focusing directing my energy here, and also to the heart. And the heart, in fact, is going to develop is going to actually close and develop a bigger wall to prevent from feeling the hurt. So very often, when people are going in to try and heal these traumas and reliving it, they're charging up the whole thing, and in fact working against that opening of the heart and using that vessel to heal things. So, and I know for myself, that was the difference between going out here and being in my story, because that's the part that believes that these things are going to happen, which is why then we get these triggered responses and whatnot, because the subconscious and the conscious mind is going to try and at a level that's quite beyond our control, it seems at many times, try and protect us. So if I'll say one approach to healing is from here, and then using this a little bit, but what I like to do is I literally start people, like pretend you're a little you, a little mini you, a little Lego you, going in, and you're standing right in the middle of your head, and you can feel what it feels like to be standing in that woo, and then we go down, and we sink into the heart space, and then I think the easiest way to start is to think about. There's two things. There's got to be balance, so the heart's got to be able to give and to receive, right? That's the name of the game, and not just give. So first thing I do is I think of a child. Think of your child, and you fill yourself with that feeling, and it will make you smile, and should make you smile, and I expand that space. I literally feel it radiating, and I let it grow bigger and bigger and bigger, like in The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, where it goes whoop, whoop, whoop. And I spread that out through me, and then I do breath work. There's some different you find the breath work that resonates with you, but I love the Wim Hof is a good starter. Gets things moving around properly, gets the pineal and all the rest of it. And And I use those heart chambers to send out love through my whole body, through all of the areas of me that, let's just say, I was dealing with, like I was saying, sexual assault, things that would have to do with sexuality or self-worth, self-esteem, things like this. So addictions. And I literally send it out through my veins, through everything, to all areas of my physical being, my energetic being, my emotional body, that are holding the energetic imprint of the energy related to low self-esteem, whatever it is. And if I'm working with grief, I send it out to that beautiful sac around the actual heart itself, and I imagine it being radiated through the liquid within that sac and pulsing and bringing grief, bringing sadness in my heart and my lungs, in my immune system, my nervous system. I imagine it all receiving love from that, every cell filling, and being shifted with that. And then when it comes to receiving love and feeling the yumminess of that in the body for healing, and you don't have to talk about your story at all. You don't have to relive any of that. You bring it in. You send it to it's always going to be, there's going to be recent situations, but it's always going to be sending it to that little you, to the baby, to the child, always under the age of 7, and really sending that the feeling of love. So when I'm talking about doing that, so that I can use that vibration to work with the subconscious. So the giving, that's going to work with the conscious mind. Okay, and the reprogramming is going to assist with some of that. It's not going to do it. It's going to assist with it. And then to soothe the subconscious and to help with those self-limiting beliefs that have come in as a result of those imprints and those that we didn't understand how to bring back and filter out. So I'm imagining a time, and again, I'm right in my heart space doing this. And if I'm dealing with something that had to do with sometime when I didn't feel loved, what I want to do is I want to call in receiving love. So what I do is I think about a time in my experience when I felt unconditionally loved and unconditionally accepted. For me, the highest generator I get of that is because I'm like, woo, I got a big posse. So it's very easy for me to connect with that there. But I try and bring it in down here, and I do remember just that feeling of receiving love from whomever it may be as a child. And I fill my whole body with that. Now what I've got going on is the perfect balance of circulating through my body the vibration of receiving love and the vibration of giving love. That is the game changer. That's the game changer, is to keep it in balance. Giving, receiving. Giving and receiving, giving and receiving. Because when we can give and receive, the more we're sending it out, the more we're also feeling it come back. And it's a very powerful thing to be able to generate and to work with.